my dear Moessieurs followers, and welcome for that new Quick Friday and the third part of the topic about recording performance with arpeggio on the pattern mode. And after importing the MIDI file we have saved on USB stick on your DAW, today we are going to see how to manage the audio recording, and for me it will be in Cubase 14 Pro, of course. But just before to start, if you are not already a Moessieurs YouTube follower, please click on subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when I release a new video. If you like that video content, please click on like. That's very important for me. And if you want to support the channel for all the videos I release for you, you have bottom right the video, the super thanks. It's like a kind of donation. Or for a monthly fee, you can become a Moessieurs community member. You will have access to my private video. You will have access to all the videos I release in preview with more than 2 months in advance and without any advertising. And as a member, if you book a Moessieurs masterclass with me, you will have 15 minutes extended time.
I'm in Cubase 14 Pro, as remember, we stopped the last video with the MIDI tracks management. Perhaps you'll have made a bigger project, you have recorded more tracks, you'll have edited your MIDI tracks. Now we're going to see how to record the audio tracks. There is 2 ways of proceeding. Maybe it's just a little accompaniment you want to put on a video, or just a personal project you want to present to your friends. You don't want to go too far and too complicated in terms of audio recording. You can just record on this audio track 1, which by default is set on the Montage M USB main. You have all the Montage M parts recorded on a single audio track. Just click on Rec to arm this single track recording. For MIDI parts, be sure there's not set on Rec. Don't worry, you won't see the VU meter goes up, we're in recording mode. I'm going to click on the recording here, let's go. Our recording is finished. You can see that if I extend my track, we have audio data. I have a very high audio level that was recorded here. If I wanted to see the audio input, it's here. You can see we were a little too loud. We hit the red. Perhaps we should have lowered the level a little. After this recording, if you've made this oversight, you can simply click here, which removes the red. If we wanted to start again, I mute the recorded track because we don't want it to play. We'll play our MIDI tracks again, and we'll see how to adjust the input main level. That's not the volume level, which can also be adjusted on Montage M, but you can do it directly here in Cubase, and check if you don't have a level that's hitting the red and causing you crackles. You see, there wasn't too much to turn down. Now we're going to hear what our recording sounds like. I do not remade the recording for that video. Look, I've got a very high level. Let's go to the recorded Cubase audio track. We'll go after to the MIDI tracks. By precaution, I have lowered my levels, otherwise it's really going to be very high. I'm not going to play the whole file, but you can see that it was a good precaution to raise down the recorded track output levels. I wanted to export this in a simple way, but before, you mustn't forget to set the delimiters. If you noticed, I recorded further than where it stopped. Because we have effects, we had a bit of delay. If you stop the recording just here, you'll cut the delay, and you'll cut the sound tail like I call it, the sound ending. You have to remember to leave a little more far, then you can get there, you can adjust by measure. I'm not going to go into all the details. Here I think that if I do play, voila, there's no more sound, it's good for my delimiter ending. To export, I'll do File, Export, Audio Mix, select Main. I'm not interested in going any further. I'll choose a directory, an output format, and so on. All I have to do is export the audio. That's the easy recording way. How can I do to record all my Montage M parts in separate tracks? Let's start by deleting our previous recording. Set MIDI tracks on mute. The first super important point is the drums, which should always been recorded on the main LR USB bus, because the drum effect management is different from other parts. Let's name each track now. Bass. Pad 1. Pad 2. I didn't write the exact names to save time on the video. However, if I check my other tracks, you can see that we're on the USB bus 1-2, USB bus 3-4, USB bus 5-6. If I record now like this, I'll have every Montage M parts record on the drum track, and that's not what we want. We want to record on separate tracks. We want to work the mixing in our sequencer software. Let's go back to our Montage M for that. I go on part 2. I do edit. I go to general pitch in part settings. And there, you see the bass was on main LR. I select assignable USB. I'll stay in stereo and select bus 1-2. For part 3, the pad 1, I set USB stereo bus 3-4. And for pad 2 on part 4, I set USB stereo bus 5-6. Now I can record each Montage M part on each sequencer software tracks independently. I remind you that anything that comes out from assignable outputs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, or 2, if you're recording on mono, no longer passes through the system effects, reverb, variation, master FX, and master EQ. If you want to go further in this area, I engage you to attend a Moessieurs masterclass with me. I'll be delighted to explain all of this to you in details. Here in Cubase, I set rec on my 4 audio tracks. My MIDI tracks are not mute, everything's okay. Watch out for input levels, as we saw earlier, let's not take too many risks. I turn them down a little, just to be sure we don't hit a too high level. This one I didn't need on that project. As precaution, we're going to lower the output level too. Once we've recorded, we'll really be able to mix independently of our Montage M. After recording, we'll only work in Cubase. As you can see, we've got the wave recording on our 4 tracks. We're going to lift the recording, now that we've finished recording on our 4 tracks, and I remind you, I mute now the MIDI tracks. I could also solo my audio tracks, that's up to you. And now we'll be able to listen what we've recorded, with each track well separated from the others. We can make our entire mix in Cubase. To finish and close this video, you may have heard that the rendering wasn't exactly the same than on the single track. I remind you that we don't have the system and master effects. On the bass part, it's less important for the reverb, but especially on the pads, we don't have the reverb, we don't have the delay, so that's a big change. If you don't have a super powerful computer, you can add FX tracks to your project and use send from each recorded tracks. We can export our project in the same way than the single track. Or we can even export these tracks separately, depending on the goal you need. If you need to go further with Cubase 14 Pro about sound mixing, effects management, don't hesitate to contact me for a Moessieurs masterclass on that topic, for great learning and advices. See you soon for one other Moessieurs video. Bye.
Would you like to discover, learn, or improve your knowledge of your Yamaha synthesizer or stage keyboard? Book your Moessieurs masterclass now. Your private session is conducted online through Zoom. Take all benefit of Moessieurs' expertise, Yamaha synthesizers and stage keyboard specialist and consultant for Yamaha Music Europe and France. As member of International Yamaha Tech Talk live team, music hackspace instructor and host of the Camelot Pro sessions, Joel take care of your experience level. Whether you're a beginner or a skilled user, get the most out of your Yamaha synthesizer, stage keyboard, John Mayla's software suite or Camelot Pro. Book your session for your personal Moessieurs one-to-one session. It's available for users all over the world through Music Hackspace platform. It's easy. Select your date and time from the Moessieurs calendar available slots on your time zone. Thank you for watching this Moessieurs video. Do not forget to click on like, subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when a new video is online. Do not hesitate to write a comment or ask a question. See you soon, bye!